Welcome back. As it's common knowledge, quite recently Hamas accepted Israel's terms for a ceasefire. Then the United States demanded an answer from Netanyahu, and then Netanyahu attacked Qatar. The attack that we have recently heard of in the news in Doha. This is nothing new. Yes, it's worth connecting the dots, some dots again. One, both Netanyahu and Trump want a Riviera in Gaza, which means ethnic cleansing at the moment of reconstruction. Therefore, morality apart, it's understandable that Trump wants a ceasefire as soon as possible in order to proceed with his real estate project during reconstruction. Yet Netanyahu's timing is different. Even though they share the goal, Netanyahu's timing is different. And since the upcoming Knesset elections are still in 2026, right now Bibi's priority is to satisfy the needs of his coalition, that is, Smotrich and Ben-Gvir. If he is going to have, if not a political future, at least impunity in the three trials he has been stalling so far with the excuse of the war. So it's not a coincidence either that the settlers have been so active in the latest weeks, that Smotrich has presented a plan to take 82% of the West Bank, and that even the IDF has been collaborating with the settlers' harassment of Palestinians and Bedouins in the West Bank. And of course, Hamas's terrorism only helps Netanyahu's narrative, since fear pushes Jewish Israelis toward Bibi and his coalition. Number two, as just mentioned, the need to satisfy his coalition's urges explains E1, the unprecedented takeover of West Bank land that would make a Palestinian state impossible. And the use of the Jerusalem terrorist attack has also come very handy as an excuse to hit Doha. And yes, I say excuse because multiple times in the past, and against any counterinsurgency sense, Bibi has punished Palestinians collectively for any Hamas attack, real or so perceived. So why hit this time the Hamas ceasefire negotiators in Doha, in a country that has even an American base, an American military base? It's because the settlers, who are not going to give up on their line grab up aspirations, are still not ready for the seizure of Palestinian land in the historical proportions they expect. Is this so? Unfortunately, what I read from the press only allows me to pose the question, not to provide an answer. But the matter of the fact is that if Smotrich could have taken 82% of the West Bank as he demands with the impunity Ben-Gvir's police has given settlers, he would have already. Nothing stops him. It may be the IDF reluctance to go along with the far right's plans, unlikely. This IDF chief is not as independent as Gallant, but is not a henchman. It's not a docile compliant either. It may be the timing of Bibi's criminal trials. We don't know. The fact of the matter, again, is that whatever the main reason, this is not the right time for Bibi, and he needs to prolong the war a bit longer, even if he shares with Trump the same goal. Number three, will somebody be able to stop Bibi's political tricks? We know Trump won't, as Biden didn't. Certainly, activists waving little Palestinian flags won't. What leaves Democrats, the Israelis opposition, and Europe. But Democrats, despite the repudiation of voters in the numbers of voter registration, are still too busy playing dead. On the other hand, even though this would be the perfect time to send a signal to Palestinian political forces that, that are going to vote in 2026, that things may be different in 2029 if Democrats come back to power. On the other hand, the Israeli opposition is as fragmented and clueless as ever, enough to see Gantz, who was once the leader of the opposition and even backed a two-state solution, flirting with Netanyahu in a bizarre episode that reminded me of Sabbatai Zevi, who in the 17th century claimed to be the Jewish Messiah, only to convert to Islam to avoid a painful death after he was captured by the Ottomans. That leaves Europe. Europe may not come in time to stop this barbaric eviction, but at least it may prove that reversing it is worth trying, but only if they adopt the Olmer plan. What do I mean with this? So they should incubate a new Palestinian Authority institution as a government in exile, free of the influence of both Fatah and Hamas, free of the scourge of corruption and subservience to Israel that characterized the Palestinian Authority in 2006 when it was beaten by Hamas in the last elections Palestine had. And therefore, this implies to present this Palestinian Authority in exile as the best form of a Palestinian state, as a better form of a Palestinian state that can provide lasting peace to Israel. But without a multinational force, let's be honest, even if we get this ideal government, without a multinational force, this government in exile would not last a day as after stepping on Palestinian soil. They would kill on day one. Thus, both projects, the Palestinian Authority in exile and the Olmer plan, need each other. Finally, if Netanyahu proceeds with the eviction of Gazans, as he will probably do, Europe will need a good reason to reverse this process, and then maybe the effects of isolationism, 1970s style terrorism, and anti-Semitism, not to mention the costs of occupation, and all just for the sake of satisfying Bibi's coalition hunger for land, will convince Jewish Israelis that they need something better than what Sharon tried to reverse in 2005. And the Olmer plan will give us all a chance to plant the seed of that Palestinian Authority government in exile in Palestine sometime in the future, sometime after 2029, so both Israel and Palestine can have, like Ireland, their own Good Friday Agreement. And so having said that, thank you.
And now, an important message from the Democratic Party.
It's going to hurt every American. It's going to hurt the kids at the universities who've had nothing to do with protesting, but it's also going to hurt the kind of medical research and other kinds of great research that is done at Harvard and other universities. So we sent him a very strong letter just the other day asking 8 very strong questions about why this isn't just a pretext.
Well, you'll let us know if you get a response to that letter. I do want to say, you said you hope that
I will.
this is that this.